All right, and we're live. What's up? What's up? What's up? Y'all already know it's your girl Ash. Y'all know I'm the creator of Black Girl Interrupted, and welcome to another episode of Black Girl Interrupted. As y'all can see, I never could get my hands right when it comes to doing this. So you see, I got my boy Dex from Breaking the Stigma, and then I got my girl Lachelle, who is the CEO of Resume Chick, and she's straight out of New Orleans, y'all. So let me go. There you go. Now I finally maybe could possibly get the fingers together. All right, Dex, introduce yourself. They want to know who you are. Tell them about what you do, and you know how it go. Give your introduction.
Alright, I guess I'll introduce myself. I ain't that friendly of a person. I mean, whatever. I'm one of the three co-hosts of Breaking the Stigma podcast. Catch us every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Spotify, all them platforms. We everywhere. Don't ask. We did it. But I'm a black man, obviously. Marine Corps veteran. I've seen some things, I've done some things. I at one point in my life I was actually studying to be a therapist, and then I realized that I ain't trying to help other people with their problems every day, maybe once or twice a week, but every day. Y'all people make me mad. Y'all motherfuckers just dumb, and I don't feel like trying to do all that because what's that saying? Y'all don't pay me enough for this? Nah, y'all ain't paying me enough for that. Because as I say on my show all the time, therapy is not easy. It is not painless. It is very painful. You have to rip the scabs off, and I don't need you looking at me like you ready to fight me because I told you what you needed to hear about yourself, not what you wanted to hear. So be careful what you ask for. I'm the person to bring it to you.
Right. And down at the
Hey everybody, I'm Lachelle of Resume Chick LLC. I am a licensed career coach, a resume writer. I do interview prep sessions, branding, mottos, jingles, anything dealing with writing and proofing and editing. I'm your girl. You can find me at resumechickllc.org. On Instagram, I'm underscore resume chick LLC, and on Facebook, I'm resume chick LLC.
Word,
hey, and I'm
word,
so
word.
happy to have these two beautiful people with me tonight. Y'all already know how I start the show.
True.
Before I get started, y'all already do. I do. Y'all know I do my mental health check-in. So y'all drop in the comments. Let me know how you feeling today. Today, I know all day today is Tuesday. How you been feeling? How was the weekend for you? You know, oh, there go our boy
What happening,
Ezra.
Bobby?
Hey,
That's my brother, yo.
hey,
That's my
hey.
brother. That's my brother, yo. Yeah.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. So yes, y'all drop in the comments. Let me know how y'all are feeling. So while we're waiting on the comments to roll in, people are still tuning in. Miss Lachelle, how you feeling today? How matter of fact, how was your weekend?
My weekend was nice. It was really, really nice. Today I'm feeling a little woosah. Even though it's Tuesday, I'm like doing some new things on the 9 to 5, and it's pretty intense. So tonight is one of those nights that I probably may need a glass of wine or something after the show.
Girl, you can get a glass of wine while you on the show.
See,
You
I
can get a
should
glass. Let
have.
me tell you. Let me tell you. So Ezra says, he says, I'm great as usual. Negativity can't stick to me. Let it
Right.
bounce and slide off me. Yes.
That's
That's him.
right.
Yes, honey.
That's him. That's him
That's
Yeah,
all day.
what we have to do. You know, he
that's
crazy
it.
day. I mean, if at any moment you need to go get you a glass of wine, go get a glass of wine. Like I say, on Black Girl Interrupted, what you see with us is what you get. Nobody puts on a facade. Nobody does any of that. You know, we chill. We talk about uncomfortable things, and it's a safe place. There's no bullying, no none of that. Because I will block you in a moment, and they know that. So don't come on here with your rah-rah, y'all. Y'all know how I get down on Black Girl Interrupted. So Dex, I know I was just with you yesterday on his podcast. Like I say, Dex hosts a podcast on Monday nights called Breaking the Stigma. I love it. I love it. I love it. Um, and I had to bring him on because of what we're going to be discussing tonight. You know, as I stated, y'all know June, I'm celebrating Black men. So every topic is going to be in regards to Black men. So
That's what's up. That's what's
I
up.
have to, you know. Last month I did it on mothers. I celebrated Black mothers. I talked about everything in regards to mothers. You know, we talked about miscarriage, adoption, abortion, pregnancy, stillbirth. Those are things in regards to mothers that we as Black women we do not discuss. You know, we rank 43% higher than white women when it comes to maternal immortality. So Black women are higher risk to die while giving birth. And those are conversations again that we don't talk about. So y'all already know Black Girl Interrupted is about having uncomfortable conversations, unpacking those suitcases, and being able to heal to move forward in just a beautiful direction. No, I'm not a therapist, but every story that I share on here, y'all know is personal and is my personal stories. So Miss Lachelle, that is Black Girl Interrupted. These are my personal stories. These are things that I've experienced in life or people that are around me that have experienced these things. And I came here to share their stories and mine too. This is my therapy session.
That's
You
right.
know, being a person
Indeed.
that suffers from depression and anxiety, this
Yeah.
is my safe space. So when I can't talk to my therapist, you know, I get one session a week. I come on here and this is how I unpack my suitcases. This is how I'm able to keep going. So before we even jump into tonight's topic, of course, y'all know I'm talking to Black men. So, Dex, let me ask you about you being the lone Black man on the panel tonight. How are you feeling today? How was your weekend? Let me ask you that. And happy belated birthday again.
Don't you
Happy
start that.
birthday.
Don't you start that mess. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't get beat up. My birthday is a day that is after the first week of the month in June. So, bills are still gonna be due, things of that nature. So it's just another day. Y'all can celebrate all that later. I share a birthday with Mick Foley, Allen Iverson, Prince, and a few others. So you can celebrate them. Leave me the hell out of it.
Nope.
Unless you're trying to monetarily bless me, then I'm cool with that. Cause bills and shit. They come every 28 days like little stalkers. I mean, shit. But honestly, my mental, I'm doing pretty good. I got to guide one through high school. She finished up right after Memorial Day, and I get to do it again next year. She'll be a senior, and yeah, at this moment, I'm tired and just getting into a normal routine. I got a nice support system, Matt and Dre. I can talk to them about things that I don't necessarily feel like talking to Kim about, even though I can talk to her about anything. It's just that, with the fellas, I can talk to them and get another fella's point of view before I be like, you know, let me talk to the missus and she'll tell me her side. And then I'll just be like, maybe I don't know if I was right or wrong. She didn't feel it, but maybe somebody else understands why I try to do that first. So, I have that. But other than that, I have a lot of escapes and I have a lot of things that people might think are odd that are like little triggers for me to keep myself grounded. Like if you notice, I always have at least a glove on. I usually have something like a rubber band or something because I've been through combat. I've seen a lot of things and it's something I can pull on or I could pull a rubber band and let it go when I'm in a room that I'm not comfortable in because if there's more than 5 people in a room, I'm starting to count bodies and I'm counting exits because
Right.
in my mind automatically goes to all right, if one thing go wrong, how many do I got to take down to get out this door? Because I'm going home.
Right. And what you just said right there, Dex, was so it was much needed, because you know the triggers and you know what you could do to try to help calm that. So, Miss Lachelle, let me ask you, when you get overwhelmed, when you are anxiety is at 1,000, what do you do? Like what is soothing for you? Like,
What's soothing for me is a walk, especially if, the time allows, if it's during the day, that walk really does it for me. I mean, literally, if I'm sad, depressed, anxious, worried, that's been my go to really for a couple of years now. When I went through some things with losing my mom, I discovered then, I'm like, okay, well, let me take a walk. And it helps. And during the
Mhm.
pandemic, it's been like a savior.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Um, I am I'm not a writer. You know how therapists say write down how you feel.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's not easy for me to write. I can talk to you. Like what we're doing now, this is
Yeah.
what is easy for me to do because when my anxiety is at 1,000, it's like my brain is all, it's like a scrambled egg. And it's like I have so much to say to you at one time. So I can't write. I have to call you and say, hey, Dex, this is what's going on today. I'm this. Or Lachelle, I woke up today and today was just, it seemed dark today for me versus me trying to text you and say, this. I mean, I can tell you I'm good or I'm okay. But if you say, well, tell me about it, then at that point I have to call you.
Yeah.
And I was a rubber, like pillowcases, shirts. Whenever I felt anxious and I got nervous, that's my thing. So y'all keep dropping in the comments. Let us know how you feeling tonight. But we're gonna go ahead and we are gonna jump into tonight's topic. Hence, you see the green banners. Hence, you see I got my guy Dex from Breaking the Stigma. Hence, you see I got my girl Lachelle, who is a licensed coach. So this is what we're talking about tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Black men and mental illness. The soul of the black man. When you hear that, and Miss Lachelle, I'm gonna ask you first. When you hear that, not the title, but the soul of the black man, what comes to mind when you hear that? When me just saying that, you seeing the title, what comes to mind?
I'm gonna be totally honest. What comes to mind for me is like the beauty in oddity, like a king that's so different. You know what I'm saying? That sometimes, or maybe even all the time, the majority of the time, he's not even recognized for his prestige. He's underrated. I feel he's undefeated. I feel he's the chosen one. Yeah. Okay.
Dex,
Yeah.
Dex, we're
I'm here.
describing you, black man. We've just described you. You're unapologetic. You're a king. You're underappreciated. You're
Yeah.
undervalued.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel to hear that from your sisters? Because I know y'all don't hear it enough. I know you don't.
Hearing it, it's it's appreciated. Grateful hearing it. But when you talk about the title of the show, the topic, what do I hear and feel inside when we bring it up? The black man has, code switching is something we do. So I'm gonna break it down in those terms
Come
because
on
it's
now.
it's a multi-layered thing. The black man is truly unheard, regardless of what anybody wants to say or do. they're unheard because what they really want to say, they don't know how to say because when the way raised, we were raised not to speak. So when you really got something to say, you don't know how to say it because you were raised not to communicate. So when we do try to communicate, we end up either lashing out or acting out. So I also see tears of a clown because I do that. I used to rock the tears of a clown all day. I make other people laugh all day, but if you looked into my eyes and you seen the darkness that resides, they'd have my ass committed. And the other is, but I do believe, black men are kings and black women are queens. I also believe that when you talk about the black man, as heavy as the head that wears the crown, because that burden is not something that people truly think know what they're talking about. People love the take parts of our culture and claim it or modify it to fit their needs, but they don't want to actually have to go through what I got to go through as a black man in this country. Because if we treated y'all like y'all treated us for 400 some odd years, this motherfucking country wouldn't exist. You've been done burnt that bitch to the ground in 2 years. Because remember, you went on a rampage against England over some goddamn taxes, and you threw all the tea in the goddamn river. But you wonder where we got it from.
Y'all told us. You told us. Y'all told us violence was the way.
Oh, I don't know. Where do we get it from? Because in the African culture, in the African countries, yes, we took slaves, but a slave wasn't the same thing as a slave in America. A slave was a captured war chief that was still respected. He was not sold off. He was not beat. He was not abused. He was still respected. He was still treated pretty much like royalty. So again, where we get it from, motherfucker? Oh, did you think just because I joke all the time on my show, I push buttons and make funny noises, that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing? See, y'all, yeah, they don't want these goddamn problems. They don't want these motherfucking problems. Because the evil Marine is waking up, and I got to remember that I'm still a dad, and I'm always on dad duty, and I don't want to scare my dogs. Because if I start barking, my kids gonna come downstairs making sure I ain't blown the head gasket or gave myself a heart attack. Because I do that enough with these clowns right back here. Idiots.
Yeah, we see the shirt.
Yeah, they don't know football. I don't know why the shirt said Falcons know football. They ain't known football in years. We hired Thomas Dimitroff as a GM a couple years ago. But y'all got Sean Payton as a head coach, so we about even. Because that motherfucker can't coach. He coaches himself out of victories, but that's I have to watch Falcons games because my fiance is a Saints fan, so I watch y'all stuff, and I don't never make fun. I'll never complain. I'll never pick at her, but she hates Sean Payton as much as I hate Thomas Dimitroff. That motherfucker. I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how you do it.
These last few years,
I don't know.
Michelle, what you think? These last few years, yeah, Sean Payton he hadn't been.
I'm still.
Them playoff losses is on him. If he would have
I'm
stopped
still
trying to
hearing
showboat, he want to run up the score instead of just, hey, you already ahead. Kick the goddamn field goal. Let your defense breathe on them, and you got the win. Nah, I want to be fancy. Let's go for it. Oh look, Drew got sacked. Ooh, Drew threw a pick because his arm ain't got strength in it no more. I'm gonna complain to the refs. What about the rest of the time y'all had after that play? That's coaching. That's coaching, son. I played high school. That's coaching. I was in the military. That's leadership. That's coaching. That's all on you. You didn't teach your team to, y'all ran into adversity. What do we do after? Get your ass up and play. Nah, we gonna quit and bitch. Y'all are much better than what y'all records say because you got a funky ass head coach. But that's another topic. Didn't know I could be unbiased in that motherfucker, huh? Did you? You ain't know that shit, did you? Yeah. I got layers to this shit now. There's layers to this shit.
Y'all know I love Sean Payton. Y'all know I love my Saints. Yes, they run my blood pressure up every season, but
yeah,
they send my anxiety to 30,000 every game.
Shit,
Everything.
it ain't like having being a Falcons fan and having a defense that can't hold water in the fucking ocean. Yeah, I'm talking about y'all bitch asses. What? Goddamn hoes. I don't give a shit.
Oh
So what
my
was we talking about? The
goodness.
soul of a black man? That's one of the things I have to do. I have to either make myself laugh or get into one of my things that bring me comfort. That's gaming and sports. And thanks to Dre, I've been watching fucking cooking videos on YouTube and shit. Punk ass. His fat ass always hungry. Uh, I'm always watching tech videos, you know, upgrading computers or building them or repairing them or something. And lately it's landscaping things because when I buy my own house, I got plans. So yeah,
Whew.
yeah,
All
grown
right.
man
Well,
shit, right? Doink.
absolutely. So bringing the conversation away from football because we I'm that Black Girl Interrupted is definitely gonna do
Oh, we can do
something
that
for.
all day, but yeah, let's get back on topic because I
So
did kind of derail us, and my bad.
so tonight again we are talking about black men and mental illness, and I want to go into the soul of the black man. So as I jump into that, I have a video that I want to play, and then we're gonna roll into the first question of the night.
Depression is the leading cause of disability in the world.
Listen, I know we talked about it on the phone, and I know that you said you didn't really want to show your face or like reveal your identity as you're still going through what you're going through, and I respect that. But I'm glad you gave me the time and day to even sit down and talk to me about it. So listen, with that being said, I want to make this as comfortable as possible for you. So instead of me just like asking you a bunch of questions, I just want to like let's just have a full length conversation. Man, I know I said this for my packs for my story, but I still want this to be like a conversation we having, and I want you to feel at ease and at home, and to let you know that it's a community out there for you. So I think the biggest question we could just, like I said, the question we're gonna start when we could just jump in. I'm gonna let you flow. Is what is depression like for you, especially being a black person?
It's very tough to deal with, and the reason I didn't want to be shown or have my voice because I'm still learning how to come out of the shadows with it. But I realized that I needed for my health, for me to help others, the people that love me, this world as a whole, my black culture, to continue to be a voice for the voiceless, along with others, to step out of the shadows and do this. So, for me, it's important but some days are hard, man. Some days I don't want to talk, move, breathe. There's suicidal thoughts. I'm angry. Like, some days are really, really hard, to deal with.
Particular, Phil, what is it like being a black man who's depressed?
Mental health is not such a big deal in the African American community. We're taught, that there's nothing wrong with you. You're crying out for attention. You're just sad. There's nothing wrong with you.
I started to see people die around me. I started to see, celebrities come out and talk about it. I started to see the effects of, having childhood trauma or going through a traumatic experience or PTSD or having depressing moods that you haven't had the ability to talk about with anyone. So that it leads to clinical depression.
The science is clear. Early adversity dramatically affects health across a lifetime.
As a black community, we're still trying to learn how to have these tools in order to better it. So for me, man, it just was like, I'm not going to suffer any more in silence. I don't like feeling like this. I'm going to change the way I look at things. And also, I'm going to change others for the better.
So you do know that's what we do. We hide behind a mask, a facade, because we're afraid. What did that video mean to you, Dex?
I ain't like it. I don't like it for a few reasons.
Talk to me. Tell me why.
Well, for one, it goes back to why breaking the stigma was started. Breaking the stigma was started because we knew that men needed a safe space for mental health. To be able to learn and to vent and to grow and to take this journey together. We started breaking the stigma the day after Kobe Bryant died. Seeing grown men in the street cry for a man that they are not tied to by blood or even by friendship or camaraderie. It 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 warmed my heart and it pissed me off all at the same time. The reason being is because in the black community, I'm gonna be real with you, and I'm gonna attack us. We don't give a shit about each other, our health, our mental, or anything until somebody famous die. Let's take the most recent one. Nobody gave a shit about DMX and what was going on with him until his ass committed suicide by way of drugs. Oh, don't talk ill on that. Shut the fuck up. Okay, because you didn't care either. You didn't give a shit. Because if you gave a shit, him, his death, and many others could have been prevented because somebody could have got some help. But, and I'm getting ready to come at your greasy mama, your greasy grandmama, your greasy granddaddy, and all them motherfuckers. Them motherfuckers taught you, oh, you're just supposed to suck it up. You ain't supposed to cry. You ain't supposed to do nothing. You never, no. That's weakness. No. Being weak is trying to do everything by your goddamn self. Trying to hold it all in until your ass erupt like a goddamn volcano. And then you don't know why you erupting like a volcano. You don't understand why crumbs on the floor now look like a goddamn mountain to you. And it's like, why in the hell is something so small pissing me the fuck off? Because there's nothing left inside of you. You have no more space left. And you don't know how to actually fully process what's going on because you were taught at a young age to, you're just crying out for attention. You're just acting out. But are you acting out? You might be asking for help and you're being told that you full of shit.
And because I want you to continue, I want you to finish. That's what they say. That's what they're saying about Kwame Brown, that he's crazy.
Shit, Kwame more in tune than anybody else right now. Kwame ain't got no problem calling a spade a spade. He don't call out all them motherfuckers. And he been right about all of them. Because last time I checked, Kwame lives in Kwame's body and Kwame led Kwame's life.
But that the reason I mentioned that is because of what you just said when you said people kept telling you to suck it up. And then finally, when you erupt like a volcano, now all of a sudden, and that's
now all of a sudden you a problem child. But see, the thing is and let's take it to Kwame real quick. Y'all talk shit about this man for 20 goddamn years in the media, and this motherfucker ain't said a motherfucking word until he got tired. And now that he done went back at y'all asses, he don't clap them motherfucking cheeks. You don't know what to do. You forget he lived his life. Y'all was on the outside. He was on the inside. He got receipts. Y'all don't like it. Now you bitching. But see, the thing about receipts is that's that thing called evidence. The burden of proof is on the state. Kwame Brown was the state. He got the proof. Now you being anti and trying to dispute actual factual federal facts. Fuck's wrong with y'all? What kind of weirdo shit is this?
So, sis, what did you think about the video?
I'm enlightened in a sense because growing up, and even in this day and time, you don't see many videos like that with black males, let alone Black people even discussing mental health or mental awareness or treatment or anything. As we've all agreed upon, and I know just in my family and being a black woman, you're too sensitive, or she's crazy, or, she wants attention, or it's just kind of like, girl, bye. But we have a long way to go, but talking about it, spreading awareness can only normalize. And I'm like a believer in like any type of creative measures to just kind of spread the word, especially in the communities where we know it's just not popular.
It's camera. It does whatever it wants to do, but I'm still here. But anyway, it does. I've noticed that whenever we start talking about real life topics, then technology just starts to act crazy. Because when see there it goes again.
Turn it off and turn it back on.
Okay, let me see. You know what? Let me turn my. There we go. There we go. Now better. I
That's
stepped
it.
on the cord. See, that's what I'm talking about. Let me turn my head this way.
It's
Let
all
me
good.
turn it. I'm telling you, it always does this to me every time. Let me turn my body the other way. Let me get away from it. So we have a couple of comments that rolled. Okay, I may just have to be in. Y'all may just have to hear my voice. They may not be able to see my face, but you can still hear me talking. Uh, I don't know why
Mm-hmm.
it's there. You go. Come on now,
It's tripping.
because we talking about real live things, and people don't like to hear real live conversation. That's okay. I'm just gonna stay in the dark. That's all right. It's never done this before. Hold up. Let me move this way. But anyway, as I'm trying to get my life together over here, um, when I first watched the video, I said that is so me because I hide behind a mask when it comes to talking about how I feel. You know, I tell people I'm okay, I'm good, but deep down, like Dex said, tears of a clown.
Hmm.
I focus on making everybody else happy, pouring into everybody else, and I've forgotten about me. So when I
Yeah.
watch the video, I say, you know what, it's time for me to remove this mask. That's what it's
Yeah.
time for.
Yeah.
And that's what launched Black Girl Interrupted last year. I launched in October. And I had a breakdown. So much was going on.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you what sent me over the edge. I lost my bank card. And the doctor asked for the payment because I had to get some paperwork filled out. And I broke down and started crying in the doctor's office. I was like, yeah, I'm going live tonight. I'm the voice for somebody that's afraid to speak.
Yeah.
And here's Black Girl Interrupted.
Yeah. What's up?
So we're gonna jump into the to this question. Oops. Let me go back. Oop. So my girl, Christina. Hey girl. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Tap in with my girl. She is the creator and CEO of Women of Empowerment Inc. Woe Inc. WOEINC. You can find her on Instagram. I've done a couple of episodes with her. Hopefully in July, I could bring her on my show, ma'am. I'm talking to you, Christina, because I have some amazing topics for July. Hey, Willie. Hey, my baby. Good to see you, my sugar plum. All right. So Why is mental health such a taboo subject for the black man? I'm gonna start with you, Miss Lachelle. Why do you think? You know what? I'll start, and then Miss Lachelle, and then you, Dex. So why do I
Okay.
think mental health is such a taboo subject for the black man? Why is it a taboo subject for the black community? Period. But like Dex was saying, because men were taught that they were supposed to be strong. You were
Mhm.
supposed to show no emotions. Nothing was supposed to bother you. You were supposed to be this big tough guy. You were supposed to be able to take on anything that comes your way. So when you have these black men break down, it's like, oh, you a bitch, you're weak, and these were the things that we as black mothers would tell
Yeah.
our sons. We told our black sons, not just black dads or black grandfathers or black grandmothers, but we as black mothers used to tell our sons that you better not cry. You cry, I'm gonna give you something to cry about. Men don't
Mhm.
cry. Suck that up, get up. That don't hurt. So now here we are left to deal with these emotionally detached men
Yeah.
who, the moment they try to display some type of emotion, we as black women, we shut them down.
Yeah.
We rake them across hot coals. We drag them for the filth. Here, that's what we do. We do not allow the black man to express the way that he feels. Why? He's human. He's just a different gender. He's supposed to feel pain. He's supposed to feel angry. He's supposed to feel hurt. But we don't allow black men to do that. So this is why when black men say, you know what, I feel like I'm going crazy. I feel like I'm losing my mind. This is why. This is absolutely why. Because we didn't allow you, Dex, as a black man, to display your emotions. We told you not to. You're weak if you do that.
I can't
You're
let you
not
just
a
attack.
man if you do
I
that.
can't let you just attack the mothers though. I can't because
But I don't pass
especially
just the moms.
but especially just black dads and black grandfathers and great grandfathers and uncles and
Yeah.
cousins.
Yeah.
Oh, he weak. I'll beat the bitch out of him. Your own flesh and blood, your own father figures taking you in the backyard and punching you in the fucking chest because they
You
feel
fell
like
off
you
your
weak.
bike.
They feel like you weak, so I'm gonna have to toughen you up by abusing you. That's not toughening a child up. That's abusing.
But I'm not just bashing the black moms.
No, you're
You
not.
know, I talk about the dads too. And I said, not just the dads, but the moms too. And
Mm-hmm.
the grandmothers.
Mm-hmm.
We did that.
It's the black community as a whole.
Right.
Hell, you go to school. If you weak, if they think you weak. Oh, you made a mistake. You show some emotion. Now you're getting picked on for however many years of school you got left. Because especially black people, we don't never let shit die. Shit should have died 10 seconds after the fad started, and we brought that bitch up 20 years later, like it's still hot.
Yeah.
Miss Lachelle.
Yeah. I think because it's been such an unrealistic standard, and other ethnicities have always, and we've seen it on TV or heard about it, they're seeking mental health. They see a therapist when their parents divorce, or when they have a loss or something like that. And honestly, growing up for me, I mean, it used to just kind of be like, what really is it? Why would you go to the doctor, to tell people your problems? And I mean, I hear, especially a lot of black males, I wouldn't dare go to a counselor and tell them my business, but it's really therapy and it's a form of treatment. I think it's just the history repeating itself, as Zix was saying, the grandfathers are, uncles and stuff like that, because that's what we were taught. And it was a lack of knowledge. education, maybe resources. Insurance can play a part of it, but again, you still have resources in your community. So I think the more we talk about it, though, just the domino effect.
Mm.
So I'm trying to get to the whole comment. Because we have a comment. Let me go to
Like a
it.
good one too.
Part of another reason why mental health has a stigma in the black community is because health as a whole has a
Yeah.
stigma in the black community,
Yeah.
and and a lot of it is because we've been grown up being told that, you know, the doctors and the nurses and everybody got it out for us because we black. And yes, there's a lot of evidence that does prove those things, but at the same time, even when changes are made, we hold on to shit like it's goddamn super glued to our hands. It's like, okay, we've seen the changes being made in the system, but now they still doing the same stuff. How do you know?
Yeah.
Right.
How do you
It's
know?
it's definitely trust issues, but like you said, you have to get over that.
Cause I know, cause the way I was taught, the way I was raised, and then my silly ass Marine Corps side, I could break my fucking leg right now, and I'll go outside, put some goddamn dirt on it, take some Motrin and some water, and tell y'all motherfuckers leave me alone. That motherfucker heal in a week.
So as Real says, because I definitely want to read this. You can't see the whole comment, but I'm gonna read you the whole comment. So he says,
Yeah,
sorry,
it's
this
a
is
two-parter.
lengthy, but you don't have to read it, but I'm going to share LOL. He says, I have a story myself. I had to hold everything in when I was young. One day, I was probably 18 or 19, and I was with friends, all having a good time, and something triggered me, and I told them to take me to my dad's house. I didn't live there at the time. I'm about to destroy everything. They knew that wasn't in my personality, and they laughed it off. They laughed it all off. They dropped me off, and one friend lived down the street. He heard everything and called the others to let them hear it. I busted every window in the house, aimed for expensive stuff I could see to break. He said, and busted all the windows in every car out as he had multiple. Eventually, I went back and admit to him it was me and that I paid for it, as that was way out of character for me. From that day, I have actually created personas, as that is my way of dealing. I've always been naturally scatterbrained, and this
Yep,
fracturing of personas allows every part of me to be healthily expressed.
yep.
No, I am not schizophrenic. I do not have DID. It is a way that has worked and continues to work for me. It's also why I can't smoke weed. Smoking turns off my ability to be scatterbrained and effectively cuts off my access to the natural multiple thoughts I have and like to have. But I am thankful for my scattered brain self because I believe it's what gave me the ability to give every side of me a voice in a safe and healthy way. He say, as crazy as it may sound, LOL. Sorry, I know it's kind of lengthy. So he has
Bobby,
a,
you don't have multiple personalities. You just an android. We've had this conversation before. You just need to recharge your battery sometimes.
that's all. And there's my sis. Hey, Kalila. Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. And so Astro has another
Oh,
comment.
oh my goddamn brother, that boy is something else. Yeah.
He said, but Dex can attest to my ability to shut out negativity from me playing Smite, a game with a
Yeah.
very toxic community, simply because I enjoyed it and it was something I wanted to master amongst other things.
Yeah, that's him. That's him.
So Miss Chris,
That's definitely him in a nutshell.
right. So Miss Christina says men are
Yeah.
conditioned to hold back their feelings, especially black men,
Yeah.
because expressing your feelings is portrayed as feminine. We have to change that with our children.
Mhm.
I absolutely agree. You know,
Yeah.
I was that mother that I didn't allow my son to express his feelings. You know, if you go back to my earlier episodes, I talk about that. You know, and I'm ashamed of it, but I take accountability for that because now my son, he's 20 years old now, and what he does when he's angry, he likes to punch and kick holes in the wall. That's the way he expresses his anger. And and I've had to sit down and have a conversation with him, and we've got to find other ways for you to channel your energy.
Yeah.
We have to find other ways, but I'm the cause of that. I won't say I'm 100%, but I'm about 50 of it. And his dad plays the other 50%. And that's one thing, and that's what when I go back to my comment that I said earlier, Dex, not to bash black women, but we have to hold ourselves accountable now.
Yeah.
Instead of, or the dad did this, the dad or the uncles or the grandfather. Moms did it too.
Yeah.
So we have to rearrange that narrative. It's time for us mothers to take accountability for the way our children are. Not 100%, but 50%.
Yeah.
So, that's why I feel like mental health is such a taboo subject for the black man. And like you say, Dex, not just for the black man, but the whole black community, because we were told whatever goes on in this house, it stays in this house.
Mm-hmm.
Or you were told to go get a Bible, go read this scripture. Oh, ain't nothing wrong with you. Go read, just pray it away. God's gonna heal it for you. And I'm not saying God doesn't work, but sometimes you need that outlet. You need that unbiased person to sit down and talk to and say, "Hey, I'm feeling real fucked up today."
Interject real quick.
Go ahead.
As a man with PTSD, depression, schizoaffective disorder, anxiety, and a few other things, one of the worst things you can tell somebody going through something at one time is pray it away. My mama, my grandmama, my grandfather, they're big in church. My actual father and my actual great grandfather were pastors of churches. If I'm going through something, do not tell me to pray it away. That is one of the quickest ways to get your ass excommunicated from me. Because I know the Bible backwards and forwards because I had to know it.
Right.
So I'm going through all this. So tell me in the Bible where your God is okay with his child going through all this stuff that he can't control. Because this is the same book that says any unclean woman should be stoned. The same one that says you should be killed for eating any impure thing that ain't fish and bread. Oh, come on. I can keep doing this all day. This the same book. Well, no, he got jealous. The same God that got jealous and flooded the earth because he felt like it. But he took two of every animal and put them on a boat. Carnivorous animals that didn't decide to kill each other off. Whereas science has already proved to us to where you can't do that. You put all two of anything together and you got some beasts in there. Them non-beasts ain't gonna survive. They're gonna become a snack. Right. I can play this game with you all day and all night. Or would you like to have this conversation about how the image of Jesus is not what Jesus actually looks like, because hair like wool, skin of bronze is a black man. Hello, somebody. Come on, keep playing with me. That white man that you see is not actually Jesus. That is the original painter's son. And they took it and fashioned it as Jesus. Look it up. I ain't got time to teach you. You can teach yourself. That's what research is for. We ain't gonna talk about how in the Bible it says that the actual image of an angel scared them. That's why every time that they showed up, they had to say, "Fear not, I am not here to harm you." The actual image of angels and the actual image of demons have been swapped to make the Bible better palatable, because the Bible is a book to control. Or would you like to talk about all those wars that will fall in the name of what? Oh, I'm sorry, Christianity? What was the KKK started for? White power and Christianity, huh? Oh, you just tisk. You underestimated me, black man. You underestimated this black man. You didn't want to play that game with me. Carry on.
And that's one of the that goes to how I opened June was why the white man fears the black man. They fear educated black men, men that
They
know the
they
truth.
fear our education because they know once we actually understand and get the truth on everything that they have no control over us. And as me and Dre say all the time, the black men, the white people started hating us when we stopped working for free.
Ezra says, you already know I could go on from my POV too, but we'll be here all night.
Yeah,
LOL.
bro. You know you can't put us both in the same place together. What do you think I get my wisdom from? It ain't me. Oh man.
So, Miss Lachelle, I'm going to go right here to this next question. But before I do that, I don't know if y'all remember Khalif Browder.
Go on and educate them.
The young man. Y'all give me a moment. Khalif Browder was 16, 17 when he was arrested for allegedly stealing a backpack in New York because he was unable to post $1,000 bail. I think it was $1,000. He sat in Rikers Island for 3 years, two of which he spent in solitary confinement. When I tell y'all about mental illness, all they wanted to do was load him down with pills. He eventually hung himself 2 years after he got out of prison. 2 years.
Mhm.
So I found this picture, y'all. Look at this. So Khalif Browder, let me move this banner out the way so you can see the bottom. So Khalif Browder, because this plays a major role in the mental health of the black man, is the justice system. Khalif Browder was alleged to have stolen a backpack at 16 years old. 3 years because he couldn't afford bail. And they kept pushing and pushing and pushing his court date back. Kept pushing it back. They wanted him to admit. If he admitted that he had done it, they would let him go home. The beatings that this young man endured by not only the inmates but the guards. I just wanted to remember Khalif Browder today. I wanted to remember him. This is Khalif Browder. I wanted to remember him today. I wanted to let the world know that he didn't die in vain. But this is the face of mental health. You have Kid Cudi, another face of mental health. I thought that was so fitting, for tonight's topic is to mention Khalif Browder, Kid Cudi. I can't remember the young man's name. He was on Rizzoli and Isles. I don't know if you remember his name. He suffered from bipolar disorder, who eventually committed suicide. Y'all don't realize how mental illness is so real and how the suicide rate is increasing amongst African American boys and men. These are conversations we have to continue to have.
Yeah.
The show is not over by no means, but I just wanted to recognize. I wanted to highlight Khalif Browder for a moment. As a mother of a black man, the mother of two black girls, one of whom is currently in therapy because she became a cutter. The conversation doesn't end. We have to break the stigma.
Yeah.
We have to break the stigma. We have to continue to educate ourselves. I know this is not one of the questions, y'all, but I just want to ask this.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all think the reason black people, are now starting to talk about mental illnesses because it's a cool thing to do because now they're seeing celebrities do it?
Yes and no.
Miss
Yeah.
Lachelle, what do you think?
I think yes and no, but the biggest reason of yes is because, it's so much that has happened within, the past 2 years, like increasingly. I don't know if it's because of social media, we're finally like really, really seeing it like beyond the US, people are tuning in on it or whatever. But I think it's more prevalent. We're seeing it just a lot more. And then, you have those trying to think on borders, just because they're doing it will, that too. But yeah.
Dex.
It's yes and no. It's yes because you know people are seeing the results of what therapy can do.
Yeah.
But it's also no because it's not they're doing it because they see celebrities doing it. It's because they've tried everything else and there's nothing else left to try. Nothing else worked. So they gave up and said, all right, I'm gonna do this because I was suicidal before. I tried 6 times. I failed, obviously. And I didn't feel like becoming a drug addict. I became a walking, talking billboard for a functioning alcoholic. And so much so to where Dre and Matt had to stage an intervention. I I tried to smoke my kneecaps off a couple times. That didn't work. Yeah, I tried to Whitney Houston. I tried. I swear I tried. I tried. So, but when all that's fell and I just gave up, I said, you know what, I'm tired of feeling like this. And before I would get fully suicidal, right before I would try, I get homicidal in nature. I see everyone and I'm like, they all they gotta do is breathe wrong. And I'm gonna make sure that's the last thing they do.
And that was
Because
your break.
because after a while it was just like you go through it for so long, you start to learn your triggers, but you also become more and more paranoid. And in the same sense of the word, you don't learn all your triggers. You can go through something to this day and think you know every one of your triggers, and then a new one will pop up.
Right.
Because it happened to me a couple weeks ago. Me and Kim was making something, and the smell of what she made triggered me, and it was just like, I don't mean to why the fuck I'm mad, but I'm furious. There are certain video games that I used to be dominant at that I don't even turn on anymore because certain sounds, certain things bring back memories, and it's just like I can't do this no more. if I do this again, I'm going to this $1,700 OLED TV is about to have a hole in it. And hey, I worked my ass off to get my TV. So I got to make a pimp decision. Like Cat Williams said, do I want to do this or do I want to do that?
Right.
And then I got blessed with the greatest thing that I could ever be blessed with is with the gift of fatherhood. And that's when everything else ceased to matter. It was like, okay, I'm now making decisions based on what's going to keep me around long enough to see my kids get to a point to where they don't need me anymore, to where the life lessons and the things that I have instilled with them, they're ready to fend, because they'll never be truly ready to be on their own, but they have enough in them to where when life throws them something, they have learned enough how to evolve and adapt and keep going.
Yeah.
So until that moment hits, my black ass will be here. By hook or by crook, my black ass will be here.
So Azrael says,
as usual,
I think it's a generational thing. He said, but I could go a lot deeper into it to make it short and quick. I feel like the baby boomer generation was me as a whole. And our generation is coming into realizing how wrong they were.
Yeah.
It is absolutely true.
Yeah.
And because I had this conversation last night on Breaking the Stigma about cancel culture. It was my my closing
Your benediction, honey.
Yeah. It's how I closed the show. Because it was all me. Oh, well, we did that. It's all right. No, just because you did it don't mean it was goddamn all right.
Right.
So now you got a generation that don't know right from wrong, and now the generation below us has us who's starting to realize, you know what, some of the shit that we had to endure and that we saw wasn't right. We gonna hold some people accountable, change some things to make it better. Oh, y'all canceling everything. That's bitch made. No, that's called being accountable. So the people who are going to grow up behind us have a chance to goddamn succeed.
Ooh. You said that A word that some people don't like.
What accountability?
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Until y'all learn how to grow up, and be adults, this is a grown-up conversation. So either you get up to speed or go sit at the kiddie table like this is Thanksgiving at the family reunion.
Oh, Miss Lachelle, did you hear that?
I hear it, and I feel it with that accountability. Some people, and I've had to come to terms with being accountable. And it's so weird because I just had a conversation with a family member the other day, and it was all like you, and I was just like, oh my, where's your accountability? You know.
You point one finger at me, but what about them 4 point back at you?
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah.
Look, there you go. Look, I'm pointing at you, but I got 1, 2, 3, 4. If I want to get technical, I have 8 now. So
you better sweep around your door before you come over here trying to put some shit on mine.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Because I keep telling y'all, I still am and always will be a Marine Corps veteran. You come up in my house talking shit, don't be surprised if you have a hard time walking about this motherfucker.
And that was uncomfortable. Okay. But in order to get comfortable, y'all know we got to get uncomfortable first.
Comfortable. Yeah.
I led Marines for a good portion of my time in the Marine Corps. My way of leadership is I got to break you down to build you up, and that includes what your previous CO or your previous sergeant taught you. Because half the time they taught you the shortcut way. Now I'm gonna break it down to your Barney style. We're gonna break it all the way back down to the screws, and we're gonna build the foundation up to where when I'm gone, your ass can survive. Because I've put squad mates in the dirt. I've had to call families and tell them that their son and daughter will not be coming home. So what you learned, forget it. This is a business now, and I'm gonna teach you how I want things done. So your ass can make it up out of here. So when you go back in the civilian world, They won't even know your ass was in the military until you open your goddamn mouth and you tell them, or you show them your resume.
So I want to know.
Yep.
Okay, this.
Yeah,
Why
I
do
know.
black men
I know
face
the Hawks
greater
was.
mental health challenges?
Hmm?
First off, can we say the lack of resources?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Absolutely.
Lack of resources. Yes, without a shadow of a doubt. Yes. Um, Black communities across the country do not get what we need to actually make it, but we still find a way to rub wooden nickels together and make miracles. Don't ask us how. We just do it.
I
Last time
think
I checked,
we've
it was called
learned.
Black Girl Magic, but God damn it, it happens.
I think we've all learned how to turn a dollar into 15 cents
Okay.
into a dollar. Make a
Voila.
dollar out of 15 cents.
Because I'll take my home for example. I'm in Phoenix now. That's where I live,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. If I take your ass up Cumberland, if I take you up into Sandy Springs, there's at least 6 hospitals
Yeah. Yeah.
within spitting distance.
Yeah.
But if I take your
Roswell
ass,
too.
but if I take your ass up off Campbellton Road where I used to live, where's the nearest hospital?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's by the airport, and it ain't even a full airport. It ain't even a full hospital. It's a health clinic.
Yeah. That's what I was about to say. Then the quality,
Mm-hmm.
in the different areas or whatever. And I didn't
Uh,
mean to
uh,
cut you off.
uh-huh.
I didn't
Oh,
mean to
you
cut you
good?
off.
You
Yeah.
good?
But I just remember like growing up, the health centers and health clinics in the area, you didn't even really want to go because they had a reputation of
Mm-hmm.
being in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
The nurses and the doctors kind of treated you like a piece
Mm-hmm.
of paper or a
Yep.
stat, and you didn't want to go because
You
you were
weren't treated like a
trying,
person, right?
right.
keep
You
going,
may
sis.
see, right.
But I
You,
tell
Come on.
you,
you
what
know,
the black community does have or does get in their communities, besides excessive liquor stores and pawn shops.
Oh,
How how many plasma donation centers did you
uh,
see? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh.
I'm gonna trick these black people into giving us some health stuff, and we'll just pay them a little bit of money while they damn near killing themselves, not knowing that if you donate plasma too many times in a week, your ass can actually drop dead because you only got so much blood in your body. Oh, did I tell you my fiance is a dialysis technician? I know these things. You can challenge me if you want to.
and I didn't know.
Woo.
I didn't know
Come
that.
on,
Yeah,
sis.
yeah.
I will,
Because
sis. I
when you donate plasma, they literally put you on a machine. It pulls the blood out of you, centrifuges it, and then puts it back in you. But when that blood is out of you, your whole body is cold as ice.
right.
I have literally gone and donated plasma before with a friend, and that motherfucker crashed in the chair. They had to revive his ass because the strength of the pool was too strong.
Wow.
It put his heart into a little bit of a shock, and he was like, "Wait, whoa, what happened?" Oh yeah, yeah. You almost got stretched about here, G. That's all. It ain't nothing to it.
You
Oh,
almost got to the gate.
yeah. I mean, you almost went to the upper room,
You
but
almost had a seat at the Last Supper.
yeah, yeah, I mean, I don't think you want to go because amongst us there will be a traitor within our midst. But we ain't gonna talk about that right there. You know what I'm saying? But there's that, and then there's the fact to where when you're doing these things, just like with dialysis, at any time, that could be your last moment because those machines, at any time, if they lose power, then what?
Wow.
If the water system of that building is not correct, if it's not up to code, now they're putting tainted things in your body. Then what? You went to go donate plasma, you came back and you trying to figure out why you got all these infections. It happened. It happened. It happened in DeVita, Baker Ferry Road, Atlanta, Georgia. It happened until my fiance got there and went toe to toe with the at the time supervisor until she made them make the changes. Patients were dying in them chairs because the water system of that building had mold in it. So y'all can't tell me. You can't tell me because I don't seen it. I seen it with my own eyes. I helped clean it with my own hands. I know what's there.
Wow.
They'll kill us off because that's just less for them to have to pay. I'm a veteran. I know how this works. If you
So
alive, I gotta pay
going
you. If you ain't here, I ain't gotta pay you shit no more.
so going back to the question, why do black men face greater mental health challenges?
Because we told we're supposed to be tough. We are told by by our upbringing, you just supposed to suck it up and keep it moving. The system is already, and I ain't gonna say it's rigged. It's working just the way it's supposed to. It's there to elevate a certain community, and I ain't gonna say a certain race. It's just a certain community. It's there to elevate the 1%. It's just the 1%. And because we're not in the 1%, and unless we hit the lottery or we buy a sports franchise, we never will be the 1%. We're going to be a target. We were born with a target on our back. Our melanin is not something we can turn off. So we will always have a target on our back. Because one of my brothers, you've seen Matt. Matt is white, but Matt has a target on his back because to them, he's a race traitor.
He's a nigga lover.
Exactly. But because we can't turn this off, I'm born with a target on my back. So from birth, I'm taught I have to be tough because this is a blessing and a curse. So our parents, with all their utmost wisdom, did everything they could to make us tough so we'd be able to survive in the world, not knowing that they were also hindering us and handcuffing us and almost killing us. But, hey, they tried. So now my mental health is not something I ever even consider. Or if I do consider it, my mind immediately goes, that's bitch made. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving. I got things I got to do. There's bills to pay. There's this to do. There's that to do. It's my job to provide. Let me get my ass up. No, I'm not dead. Let me get my ass up and go provide because that's what I'm taught I'm supposed to do. That's why mental health is a great challenge for a black man because that's what we're told we're supposed to do. Get the fuck up. Keep motherfucking moving. If you do not
So
get your
sis,
ass up and keep it moving, somebody will replace you.
Yeah.
you want to piggyback on that, sis?
Sure. I also think like feeling like you're letting, your family, your siblings or whoever down, being ashamed, disappointed. It's just like it's really an unreal standard, actually. And I just can't believe it's gone on for this long. But
I just
it's go ahead.
I'm
It's
no,
unreal. It's mind
no,
boggling.
because I'm with you in regards to that because we've just downplayed and downgraded men's feelings and emotions, and that's men and women. Um, again, black men. Let's look at media for a moment and how black men are portrayed in the media. Y'all are portrayed as all black men are deadbeat dads, drug dealers. They're never gonna amount to anything. Black men are told they're not enough. You know,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
they're
mm-hmm,
inferior.
mm-hmm.
So
Or
this
my
affects
favorite
their
word,
mental.
thug. Oh, you're
Oh
a
yeah,
thug. You're a thug.
you're a drug dealer, and you can't have nice things unless you are selling drugs, and that the only thing black men could do is be rappers and athletes.
Yeah.
Why? Because this is what this is the category and the stereotype that they placed on black men, that this is all black men can do. Black men, the only way to get out of the hood is you got to play a sport, whether it's football or
Mhm.
basketball. But I'm so happy and I'm so excited now that I'm seeing more black doctors. I'm seeing more black firemen. I'm seeing more black police officers. I'm seeing more black business or black men that own businesses other than just t-shirts. They're getting into logistics. And when it comes to, logistics, that was a white person thing. You get what I'm saying? Black people didn't know anything about logistics. So I'm glad to see more black men becoming business owners. And don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking being a rapper, an athlete, but
Right.
this is all they put
Mhm.
on TV. Is that the only way you can make it is you gotta be this, you gotta be that. You know. So Azrael says, we're taught in the household to deal with it. We are not taught how to work through it or past it. And he says, therefore, we carry everything and keeping it attached to us and weighing us down, as opposed to working through it, past it, and leaving it there where it belongs. Facts.
Big
Y'all are
fat.
taught, like Dex just said, black men are taught to suck it up. It doesn't bother you. Oh, no, it doesn't hurt. You're not supposed to be angry. You're not supposed to be sad. But again, you black men are told that y'all are never going to be enough, that you'll never amount to anything, that you're going to be in one or two places, dead or in jail. And when you're told that, and then that's what you see in the media, you black men start to believe that.
Yeah.
And in your household, you know, daddy leaves, or daddy dies, or daddy goes to jail. That takes a toll, because now you're like, well, damn, I don't have a positive male role model. So now you look to the people in the streets.
Hmm.
Another problem that black men have mental health wise that no one ever really brings up, and I'm going to tie it all together, is how, especially the black house is raised or run. Because for so long, you know, dad gets the big piece of chicken. Whatever dad says goes, or he's the final say. When in all actuality, it should be this is a team.
Right.
It is an even effort between the leaders of the home. But because all of our lives we have been taught that the black man is supposed to be the final say, they don't know what to do. So that in turn tells them in the back of their head, it's my job to lead, so I got to get the hell up. I got to keep doing things. I got to keep going. And then that fosters two other problems. One, you don't listen to your body when your body tells you you need to sit. And two, you don't know how to be told no, which is another mental health condition that you need to holler at, because being told no can turn you into a rage machine.
Yep. You're absolutely right about that. So I got another video. Y'all are going to really love this video. I love it so much because it
Is
is in regards to the black men.
is it
And
cats?
one of the ways, um and I really love this guy. He's a sweetheart. I follow everything that he does. He's so amazing. So this is for you, Dex. This is
Oh
absolutely
Lord,
for you.
what I do now? Handling business stuff. Oh boy, I'll navigate that water in a minute. Okay, but yeah,
So so
barbers
Dex.
are the barber barbers are literally one of the only people that black men trust. And when I tell you they trust them without restriction, and they do it naturally and don't even realize they do it. Because I watched Color Purple growing up. Ain't nobody coming around my neck with no damn razor. What the hell wrong with y'all? I cut my own. Look, look. I don't know who the hell you think did it.
So what did you think?
It's a good initiative. Hopefully, it takes off and does great things. But you know, he spoke the truth. I mean, you got to start somewhere, and why not the barbershop? That's one of the first people that you are taught when you're at a young age. This is someone it's okay to trust. I mean, have you been in a barbershop? We talk about
Oh
every
yeah.
goddamn thing. We
Oh
talk
yeah.
about everything. We talk about everything. Don't even realize we talking about it. You start off
Mhm.
talking sports, then you talking shit to each other, and then you talking about your family and how your week was. And oh, look, that's a therapy session. You didn't even realize it. Look at that.
Yeah.
But I think
And for some women, it's their hairdresser, or it might be the lady who does their nails. If they're black, if you like me and you grew up with a military parent, there was a Korean lady, but my mama knew Korean, so she was able to actually make friends with them. You know, weird shit, but you know, hey, it is what it is.
so. I absolutely agree with his movement, his mission. You know, like he said, you know, his mother was incarcerated at a young age, lost his father. He didn't know how to deal with it. And like he said, I want them to be the advocates to encourage black men to talk about their mental issues,
Indeed.
to no longer be afraid, and to also let black men know, I know what you're going through. I understand. You know, I can actually say I know what you're going through instead of, you know, saying, well, I empathize with you because I don't know. Now you can deal with someone that's relatable, that knows what it's like to have these dark moments, to get into this dark hole that you're fighting to get out of.
Yep.
So I
And
love the movement.
you ain't lie.
Sis,
I love it. I love it. And I like how you made that comparison, like getting out of the hole. I can totally feel that piece of it because we all go through things. And I know earlier Dex touched on like just being broken down until you can really just build your way back up. And I think being human, being an adult, we can relate to that. And I think it's a great movement.
have you been through anything like that, sis?
Girl, yes, I've been in places where I just never ever imagined light. You know, it just seems like it was always something weighing me down, whether it be work, kids, finances, friends, family, relationships.
Right.
Um, and it takes a while for you to find your beat. But yeah, definitely.
What was
Absolutely.
one of the ways that you learned how to cope other than just walking when you were in your dark place? What did you do?
I
Or
have,
what got, let me ask you this. What got you to your dark place? You don't have to tell the whole story, but you know,
yeah.
what
Mm.
got you? Like what was the thing that you were just like, I'm in this hole now. It's like
Yeah.
you see the light, but it's like
It's like,
I
is it
feel like
ever gonna, you,
right.
when am I gonna, why am I? And I would say a very dominant factor would be dysfunctional family. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And not to say it was all bad, but you know, once something starts and trends, you know, generation to generation. Definitely, that dysfunctional family piece, and it plays a role in everything that you do. You have relationships and friendships because that's all you knew over there. So that's what you're gonna do over here. So,
So no,
go
go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. So I found peace in generally, literally getting my ish together. Like we talked about accountability earlier or whatever. When you know your heart and when you know it's nothing but love and all genuine, you can rest better, you can do better, and you can be better. And I've taken counseling sessions in the past, as well as my immediate family together, so that we could um, overcome barriers and learn how to deal with certain things, because your family does not go away. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and therapy really helps, the sessions or whatever.
Mhm.
It's a game changer. It really is.
Can we normalize, and I say this all the time, can we normalize not dealing with toxic family members?
I mean, we should, but come on, black folk. Yeah, yeah. Hey, the black community is the only communities I know where they know that that cousin or that uncle is be molesting the babies, and they
Mm.
protect them. Instead of protecting the victim, they protect the molester because that's just the way Uncle Eric is. Shit, don't let Uncle Eric around me because that motherfucker ain't gonna be done breathing when I'm finished with him.
And you know what? Even just not the molesting part, you have the bullies in the families that just,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the same exact response. Well, that's just the way she is. It's not right.
Right,
It's
right.
wrong.
and,
Yeah.
and the black family, whether we want to be real about it or not, is a lot of the black family are overly religious and try to force it onto others and will attack them, and when you don't agree with how they see life is,
Hmm.
I believe in spirituality, but I'm not going to follow any actual of the actual religions that are out in the world because what I've been taught, who decided what the rules are for me to be able to get into this or to do that. I got to do this and then do that and do this to be able to be considered a Christian. I gotta give my life back to Christ, and I got to get baptized, and then I got to dedicate my life to the church. And this church ain't had a dough on it ever, but I'm donating to the church fund every goddamn week. Something ain't adding up.
Why
You
is the
want me to get
AC broke every Sunday?
right, but you want me to get 10% of my check every time I walk up in this piece. There's ATMs in the building. But y'all got
Yeah,
non-tax.
that's
Y'all have tax relief status because you're a nonprofit organization.
well. So
Yeah, no. And that's the black church. We ain't even gonna talk about the white ones.
so
UT
there we
must be
go.
University of Texas. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's University of
So it
Texas.
says one in
Absolutely.
five African Americans are 20% more likely to develop a mental illness during their lifetime than their white counterparts. It says 1 in 25. Suicide ranked as the third leading cause of death in black men from ages 15 to 24.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think is number one?
You don't want my answer because I'm about to bust some more bubbles.
Is it gun violence or?
And drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Us killing each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one.
Yep.
To think.
And if I remember correctly, number 4 is the food that we eat or is causing
Right.
heart problems, and number 5 is could technically be part of number 1, but the police.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Top
just
five.
so if you look at that, suicide number 3. and
Hmm.
black men
Hmm.
between the ages of 15 and 24. One thing I
Yeah.
want to say, and I thought I could find the video again, but a young man, he was like 14 years old, and he said, I wish my parents would stop telling me that nothing's wrong with me when I deal with a lot as a teenager.
Yep.
And they do. And so we as parents, stop telling your children just because they don't work a 9 to 5, because they don't pay bills, that they don't go through stuff. Do you
That's
realize
true.
social media, online bullying is driving these children to suicide?
Mm-hmm.
So yes, these children deal with a lot. Not only are they dealing with grades and homework, but they're dealing with the stuff that that these children post, and they're attacking these children and calling bullying. Let me say that bullying is what they're
Hmm.
doing. So parents, stop telling your child that they're not going through the same thing that you're going through because they don't work a 9 to 5. Hell, they go to school 8 hours out of the day.
Hmm.
They're being told that they have to take these stupid standardized testing, and if they don't pass, they don't get to go to the next grade.
Hmm.
They deal with trying to keep up with the latest trends. If they don't wear name brand clothes, they're teased, they're bullied.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So parents, stop telling them that. If your child comes to you and says, "Hey," sit down and talk to your children. If you can't get them to communicate, therapy. Or you're going to start seeing your children acting out. And then you're going to wind up walking in your house and your child is laying on the sofa with a gunshot wound to their head or hanging in their closet.
Hmm.
A lady that I worked with when I lived in Atlanta, her son was 7 years old. 7, was being bullied.
Yeah.
Told her he was gay. He was a punk.
Mm.
Straight A student. Came home, gave mom his report card, went upstairs.
And didn't come
Mom was
back down.
downstairs cooking dinner. His mom sent his sister upstairs to go get him so he could come down and eat.
Mm.
This baby was hanging in his closet by his belt. The mother had been to the school board. The mother had talked to the teachers, everything.
Mm.
7 years old.
Yep.
And his little sister, she was like 3 or 4 at the time. You walk upstairs and your brother is hanging in his closet by his belt. So yeah, they're getting younger and younger by the day. So parents, let's normalize having open conversation, open dialogue with your children when your children say
Yeah.
that they're going through something. Stop shutting them down. Stop telling them you don't know. Oh, you don't know. Wait till you get grown. No. Let's normalize open dialogue and open communication with our children because they go through, yeah, they may not work a 9 to 5, but they go to school like it's a 9 to 5.
Hmm.
That's one of the things I just, I had to open up to that. Dealing with it with my daughter. Dex will tell you. I was doing an episode, sis, and my sister, not my sister, my daughter on live told me she was back cutting again. So parents, stop shutting your children down.
Yeah.
Because the next thing you know, you're going to be burying your child all because you failed to listen. Because you were so wrapped up in your life. because you think because the child is 14 or 15 or 16 years old, they're not going through the shit that we're going through. False. We work a 9 to 5, they go to school like it's a 9 to 5. We have the pressures of everyday life, they have the pressures of everyday life. Come on now. We got to do better. In the Black community, we have to do better. We have to come together. So, Dex, going
So,
back to the beginning of the conversation when you talked about your triggers.
mhm.
So, I found this list and it says the stressors for Black men, money and finances is number one, race and racism is number two, jobs and careers is number three, relationships and family is number four, and health and illness is number five.
Sound about right.
Those are the top five stressors for Black men.
Sound about right. Sound about right. Yeah.
And if you read what it says at the top, it says untreated mental health disorders and unmanaged stress are silent killers of Black men. Adult Blacks are 20% more likely to experience serious mental health problems compared to the general population. That's a
Yeah, that
lot.
sound about right too.
And only 6% of Black men use mental health services in the last year. Let's talk about that for a moment. I want to talk about I want to talk about that because that takes us back to there's no resources. And as you know, they've cut funding to mental health.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
let's talk about that for just a minute or two.
Okay. What's up?
Only 6.6%,
I'm surprised it's that high.
right, of Black men utilized mental health services.
I'm surprised it's that high. I honestly am.
That's
Because it
very
was
low.
come on, sis, what you was about to say?
I said that's very low, but that goes to what Dex was saying about like how Black men aren't taught or encouraged to express themselves. So if they can't even talk to their sister, their mom, or their dad, they're not going to want to go and talk to a total stranger because they don't have the comfort level of verbally expressing their feelings or their thoughts like that or whatever.
And why do you think that is? Do you think that that's comes from home?
I think it comes from a lot of things: home, culture, your friends, because it's not what an open topic of discussion. It's like fear of the unknown, again, that word crazy, it's overused because it's a condition that's treatable. So, you know,
You hit the nail on the head with that
right.
because the reason people don't talk or communicate is because they don't want to be judged.
Yeah.
And one of the main things that we do is we gossip. We're too
Uh,
busy talking about somebody instead of trying to help somebody
yeah. Girl.
because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
easy for me and you to have a conversation. I could talk to you and say, "Hey, Shell, let me tell you, girl," but I could just go like, "Girl, yeah, I just got off the phone with Shell, and girl, Shell, girl, she going through it over there, girl. She don't pay that light bill by Friday, girl. They gonna cut her
Okay.
lights off and this and this, and that's what men do. Some I've heard men do it. Man,
Yeah.
you heard, man, yeah, you heard Dex over there. Yeah, Dex is he this, he that. Instead of helping him,
That's
you
what I was
tear him
just about to say. instead of helping. And I've just run across so many people, like I was saying about the dysfunctional family and just the community. I mean, if why not help someone if you can? And I'm not talking about even finances. I mean, it could just go back to resources or putting you on to something, but that's like, it's like your social media friend will be more inclined to help you than someone that's known you your entire life or for 20 plus years. You know, that's so funny.
She just said a goddamn word
I
as a
know. And
business owner.
it's
Ooh,
ugh.
mercy.
Yeah,
Go ahead, sis. Finish.
yeah. And that just kind of ties into what I was saying about the, even the dysfunction, no family stuff or whatever. We'll talk all day, but what did you do to help your cousin out? What did you do to help your sister out? How can I help you? Okay, you're going through this, and it's not even all about finances. Sure, I'll pick the kids up, or while you work the second job, but you're not in the club. You know what I'm saying? Okay, okay,
She just
Finances.
yeah, yeah,
So that's one of the reasons why the Black community does not have the resources that we need is finances. One of the reasons why we as Black people don't go to the doctor, we don't go to try to use the mental health resources that are available is because we can't afford to go.
yeah.
tell them go through YouTube.
Yeah, I know. I try, but you know,
Facebook is censoring
most
stuff.
yeah. Oh yeah, I'll tell them. But most of the Black people that I know, they the only reason why they were able to get the mental health support that they needed was either because for me, I'm a veteran, so the VA had to carry the weight because they didn't want another one on their hands because my mama a veteran too, and she ain't wound too tight. You did something to her baby. She gonna bring hellfire and brimstone. So it was just like, don't worry, I got a lawyer on standby. They better take care of you, baby. All right, thank you, mom. I got you.
Right.
Okay, mama.
But truthfully, most people don't realize is that it's included in their insurance plan that they get with their job.
That's what I was just about to say.
I
And
think
even
it's called DEP or something like that. But
EAP,
D,
Employee Assistance Program,
D,
EAP.
Oh
EAP,
yeah, because
and
we got it through my job.
you can get up to, depending on where your job, you can get up to
So many sessions.
for
Yeah.
free.
They only give
First,
you
And
5
after
free sessions.
and after
huh?
that, guess what? They'll approve it.
Yeah,
If the doctor sees it,
depending on what
right.
depending on what your therapist tells the reason of your job, the reason why you're there, they will give you the first up to 6 free, depending on what insurance plan you have, and then they will continue to cover it after because your job won't tell you this, but they want you to have good mental health because they want your ass to come to the
Okay.
job to work.
You gotta be ready.
So yeah, and it's depending on the job.
Yeah.
That's why I say because with my
You ain't gotta
job,
tell me be honest, because being honest is all I know, bro. Hey,
Yeah.
now, now, you've been dealing with an angry Black man all damn show. Now, come on, behave, because it's not only that, but because we don't spend. Because we don't spend as much in on things like healthcare or mental health, and because we don't spend as much is another reason why we get ignored on why when it comes to getting resources. Oh, they're not spending on that. They're not doing that. Yeah, you might have 20 years in the medical field, but I got 37 years of being a Black man and being a leader of Marines and being a leader of young dynamic queens and having to deal with my children being in the LGBTQA community. So I got mine, and because I ran the streets at a very young age, I've kicked in doors, I've ended lives, I've had to bury friends. I've had to do my own share of therapy since the age of 7 when my brother's father tried to kill my mother by slitting her throat. So,
Oh,
surprise. Man, when I told you about tears of a clown behind these eyes, I've
right.
seen some shit since a very young age. I had to grow up real quick. But because our community does not spend the almighty dollar, it has the loudest voice. You ever heard this phrase? Bullshit. What bullshit runs a marathon?
Right.
Money talks,
Money
but bullshit
talks.
runs a marathon, and
Oh
that
yeah.
motherfucker won. Money talks. So if we not spending on certain things, they're not gonna provide it for us. They're not gonna give us more opportunities for it. It's just like I told y'all about Campbellton Road, where I used to live in Atlanta. Because we not spending in our community the way they want us to, they're not gonna build our community up. They're not repaving the roads. They're not putting more businesses out there so we can grow. That doesn't happen until the area gets gentrified and other races move in, and then they raise the property taxes. That's when the other shit comes. I was in the game too. I was what they call a mule, my guy. You know, I was the driver, but I got paid for every transaction. And then one day I had to wake up and realize that I'm helping kill my own brothers and my own sisters. So, yeah.
So
When other races move in to communities like Campbellton Road or Swats or wherever, that's when those areas get what they need, because there's white folks here now. We got to make it appealing to the white folks.
and in regards to the EAP, he says, depending on the job, be honest. He says, I'm 20 years in medical, tell the whole detail. He say, we don't, very true. He say, true, hold up. I was in the game, heavy paid for my own therapy at 16 years old.
We trolling each other.
Flawless.
That's all that was. That's all it was. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When other
Yep.
races move in,
Absolutely.
and it says, that's why I stopped. Also, I realized I was killing my own.
Mm-hmm. I used to make a drive from Columbus, Georgia, to the border of Texas every couple days to pick up, put it in my trunk, cover it a certain way so that the smell would not seep. And if I got pulled over, it would be hard to find. Every couple of days. I have driven I-20 so many times that I know that motherfucker in my sleep. And one of my homies, we served him, and a couple hours later he was telling me he had black boogers and that his heart wouldn't stop racing. And that was when I said that was my last drop. I'm not doing it no more, because I almost killed one of my best friends.
Wow. Wow. So let me ask y'all this. I reworded the question. Are we failing our black boys and men on mental health?
We're failing everyone on our mental health, not just our black boys and our black men, but our black women and our black ladies. We're failing our white compatriots, our Asian compatriots, our Hispanic compatriots, everyone else around us. We're failing them because we're failing ourselves. We can't help others if we can't help ourselves, or we're refusing to help ourselves. We, all three of us on this screen, have businesses either of our own or something that we represent.
Right.
We provide a service. How can we provide a service if we can't take care of ourselves?
Yeah.
Yes, we are failing badly. We are the example. And if we are going to be the example, we have to set a better example than the examples that were set for us. Because I do not want my 17 and 16-year-old daughters to think that they just supposed to suck it up
I know.
because that's what dad did. Because I've already
Sis,
told them, if you don't tell me what's going on, you suck it up, and then I find out you got an abusive mate. Your mate gonna disappear, and then me and you gonna have to have issues. We gonna have some serious issues. So
right.
yeah, we failing. We failing very badly.
So, sis, do you think we're failing?
I can agree in a sense, but I still think in an optimistic way because, as we mentioned earlier, we're seeing it more, so we're talking about it more. I'm very believing that it can change. Of course, we know that it should change, but I know that mental health has always been like the bottom of the barrel. You can be mentally ill and just not feeling well, and you're thinking maybe it's medical when it's literally mental. So we know that that's definitely slept on, get your mental care or whatever, but I'm just very optimistic about it. I really believe that it can change and it will, and that it is, as long as we keep doing our part.
I will say
Mhm.
this. Are we failing? Are black men, black boys, black girls, and black women on mental health? Yeah. I'm not saying that that we don't encounter all issues,
Yeah,
but sometimes people just need an ear.
and true, true.
They don't need
Yes. Oh,
advice. They just
okay.
need an outlet. I just want to call you today and say, you know what, Lachelle, you know
Hmm.
what, Dex, I just need the vent. I just need the.
Yeah.
I've been hearing this all day, and I feel like I'm about to explode. And
Yeah.
that's all we need at times,
Yeah. That's so true. That's so true.
right? And if
Um,
I'm calling you to vent, please don't turn the conversation about you because
Yeah.
we're all guilty of doing that.
Yeah.
We're all guilty of doing that. A friend will call and the conversation starts about them, and then before you know it, we've
Yeah.
snatched the conversation and we made the conversation about it. And I'm learning, you know. And that's
Yeah.
why I say, you know what, this not about me, this about you. Let's get back to talking about you.
Right.
And,
Right.
and it's a habit that I'm learning, that I have to break. But at the end of the day, if you yourself have the resources, pass that information down back to somebody else.
Please.
yeah,
And thank you. Please.
And
Yes.
that's all. It's almost like we're like, oh, I don't want to give her the information. Why? You
That's
could
so
potentially
crazy.
be saving somebody's life. Give them
Right.
the information. Let me tell you, and every show I do this because Dex, I want you to answer too.
mhm,
Every show I post this, the suicide prevention line. Let me move this banner out of the way. If you are in a crisis, call that phone number. I want people to get the help that you need. If you can't talk to me, talk to somebody that can possibly help you. Here's another one that I post. This is a statewide, this is a crisis line. That's the phone number. Call on behalf of somebody and say, hey, you know what? I got a friend over here that's he or she can't talk to me. I post
yeah,
this information all the time. Here's another one, y'all.
yeah,
If you feel like you can't talk to somebody, you could text. There's the information. Take the person seriously. That's one of the things we don't do. Stay with that person. Help them remove any lethal means. So if that means pills, guns, knives, help that person.
even alcohol. Get that out of
Right.
there too.
Oh man, because let me tell you, that was the way I coped. Was alcohol,
Same, same. Can I
cigarettes.
can I address something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
The last thing Trey said is absolutely true. That's another reason why men don't do the mental health. Well, before his last thing is because it's there's been a serious cycle of I vent to you and then you either turn it against me later, you throw it back in my face, or you get on the phone and start talking to your girls, talking about, girl, let me tell you about what this bitch nigga just did over here crying like a little motherfucker. Don't do that.
Right,
If I'm coming to you to vent, I'm venting to you in confidence.
Yeah.
If something's bothering me, don't be trying to air me out.
right.
And if you helping someone, for those that are helping, if you're helping someone, don't do it for the accolades. Do it because you
And
genuinely
you're
want the help. You're not doing this for no achievement. You're not doing this for a medal. You're not doing this to get a pat on the back. You're doing this because you're supposed to be helping your man, have fellow man or fellow woman.
or to go back and brag and tell, oh, girl, I had to help her. I had to help him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Really?
So Trey says, I have a different theory. He say black boys suffer more than others. He say they have women only programs and clinics that are only for specific flag cultures. Black boys don't have programs specific for them.
He's
Actually they
absolutely
do.
right. Well,
Yeah.
They do now, maybe not back
yeah,
then, but they actually do.
yeah,
It's
they do
just
now.
up to the black man or the black boy to research and find and utilize those resources that are available. What I'll do is I did not upload them, but there is Dr. Jeff has a program. It's called let me tell you. I'm going to tell you. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Uh in my state, okay, I'll post all of them in regards to the different states. I'll post that. But there are programs. I know that, like I say, I reached out to Dr. Jeff, who does things, and it's called Thrive for Men, THRIVE, the number
Mm-hmm.
4, men, MEN. Um, but I will get back with you with the list in regards to the programs according to the states, because I know they have some. Um, and you know I'm in Texas. Um, but like I said, I'll get that information to you. But they do have various ones. Um, and I should have posted them. I should have pulled them all up. In regards to that, but so let's say this, Mr. Trey. So the resources, I post the resources. Will that black man or black boy utilize them? Because you could give a person all the resources, but it's up to them if they're going to utilize them.
Yeah, yeah,
What's that
that's
old
true.
saying? You
I
can
can
lead a
lead a
horse
horse
to
to
water,
water,
but
but
you
I
can't
can't
make them
make that
drink.
motherfucking drink. Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
You know, there are, like I said, there are resources, there are programs out there, but the question is, are they going to utilize them? That's the $1 million question.
Yeah.
Is if I present all the resources to you, are you going to utilize them? We just have to do our research. We just have to better educate ourselves on what resources are available for us. And
Yeah.
like I say, if you know Dex, if you have information, share the information. Shell, if you got information, share the information. Ashley,
Absolutely.
you know, if I got information, I'm absolutely going to share it
Yeah.
in regard mental health because I'm a diehard advocate.
I feel you.
So he says, respectfully, I suggest to you as a national traveler and a big volunteer I will insert many of these places are not black boy specific. You will be surprised many programs put you down as a male, right? And some men don't even put their race either.
Yeah, he is absolutely right. And unfortunately, what I've learned is that most of the aid programs are tailored towards women. They're tailored to women, and like if you're a male and you're asking for help, they kind of just like laugh you out the door.
Right. Well, that's like the episode when I did that's like the episode I did on sexual abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to the men
Mm-hmm.
because men are the forgotten victims.
They when we report it, we're laughed out the door, or we're talked to like we're technically the perpetrator and not the victim. Is oh wait, you know you liked it. Wait, what the
I have a guy
fuck?
friend Dex. I won't say his name, but I have a really close guy friend that was molested from the age of how old was he? I want to say 10 to the age of 15, 16 by a cousin.
Jeez.
A cousin. So when I did my episode on sexual abuse, and like I said, I was talking to the men, not the women, but the men. So when he went to go tell the aunt was like, "Oh, well, you can't come back over here anymore."
Like it was his fault.
And then come to find out that this same cousin had molested two other cousins.
Told you about them cousins that keep it getting protected.
My friend attempted suicide 5 times. You know, I'm like, I had to do a story in regards to that. I had to.
Jeez.
And I asked him, would he come on the show? He said no, he didn't feel comfortable. He just has finally, within the last 3 or 4 years, has finally gotten into a comfortable space to talk about it, to relive those 6 or 7 years that he was touched. And he battled
That's
with his sexuality. He didn't know if he
that's
was gay or
different.
straight. He said, I didn't like doing it, but I did it because my cousin told me I had to do it. He suffers from PTSD.
Yeah.
He's been on medication for the last 10 years.
Sounds about right. Up and delivery.
Yeah. So mental health is all the way real, man. So Trey says, okay, he says, for example, 100 black men have been called out for giving over 60% donations to girls and write more checks for girls, but you donate assuming it's going to black boys and these black men gave it to girls. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. That does happen.
So sad.
Yep.
And again, that's another way to keep the black man down. So Ms. Robbins says the
Mhm.
black community needs to end the stigma. Many men, arguably most, struggle with the idea of being openly vulnerable and sharing their emotions. We have to normalize being emotional.
That's what my show is all about.
Right. So Mr. Trey says, but many of our people are employed at those systems, so help make sense of that. Bingo. Bingo. We contribute to that, but nobody wants to have that conversation. Nobody's ready for that conversation. So let's go into the last question of the day before we roll into the evening before we roll into our final thoughts. Breaking the stigma of mental health in a black man. How do we do that? What can we do? So Ms. Robin says we can't change the system, but we could try. Yeah, we can. So how do we
Um,
do that? You go ahead,
just
sis.
like
Go ahead.
with anything else that's popular, we know social media, when we want to do certain things or get, just say like incentives, just like how they're trying to get everybody to get COVID. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's so many different creative ways, within the community. If it's nothing but with outside opening back up, things for the youth. And I used to see those kind of things a lot growing up, but you don't see them as much anymore. Like, just trying to think of something. But the biggest thing that's standing out right now is how everybody's doing all these different incentives to get people to take the COVID vaccination or whatever. But I would say, by any means necessary, just networking, social media, church, friends, family, just put it out there.
So what would you do, sis? What would you contribute
Girl,
to helping to break the stigma of mental health, and not just for the black man, but for black women, black girls, and
Kevin,
black boys? What would you do?
I would definitely utilize the platform that I have with
Mm-hmm.
clients within my community. And I'm one of those in the family, as soon as I hear something, I'll shoot out a family text or, email friends or people, within my circle, because that goes a long way. You'll be surprised. Some people may not even acknowledge your text or your email, but they will send it or forward it or whatever. I don't know if I said church, work. You can advocate in a lot of ways. And like I said, the very person that you wouldn't even think saw or read it or looked at, and I used to do it at work too before the pandemic, like just put a sign up in the break room. People see that. People
Right.
will write the number down and take a screenshot or something like that. You'll really be surprised. So
Right.
those are the things that I would do. And I do like public speaking and stuff like that. So when I said like using my platform, absolutely. If you shoot me something or you want me to mention this or this or that, sure, because it's effective. If one person out of 100 in that crowd heard it, it's effective.
Right. Dex, what would you do? Because I know, like I said, I know you have your podcast called Breaking the Stigma. Outside of just doing your podcast, what else would you contribute to breaking the stigma of mental health? And again, not just for the black man, but for the black community as a whole.
That's a hard question, and that's a hard thing to really broach, because we don't have a true proof of concept yet. We talk about it, but we don't have an actual, like if this was a business, we have to show a proof of concept and prove and provide to prove to the people we're asking for loans for on how we're going to be profitable. We don't really have a way of laying out a roadmap on how to make this sustainable, because history seems to repeat itself. And as soon as, especially with the black community, as soon as something seems to not be working and fast enough for them, they give up on it.
Right.
Something that's slow burning, like this of breaking the stigmas and mental health, that's a slow burn. That's not an immediate gratification. That's not instant gratification. So I'm afraid that our community would just give up on the programs before they even get up off the ground. But for me, it's you got to have somebody with a strong enough voice, a loud enough voice, and is stubborn enough to where even when people seem like they're giving up, but they too stubborn to just give up with them, because
Right.
I know what community I grew up in. I know how we operate. After we get tired, it's just fuck it, let's go do something else.
And I also think like seeing someone that you can relate to, because I'm just being honest. Our
Yeah,
kids or
absolutely.
right, you want to deliver it in a way that
It sticks
is
with them.
relatable.
Hmm. Because
Effective.
Um,
the
right,
if the message you bring it to me is brought
it's
to
coming from
is brought to me by some little old man that
that's talking a totally different language than what I understand.
yeah, to whereas if what you're saying, what's being brought to me
Right,
is from a person that looks like me,
right.
that talks like me,
Talks
or is
like me.
similar to me, it has some similar body mannerisms and things of that
Right.
nature, I'm more prone to pay attention.
I'll be like, oh, okay. Well, she said, so yeah. Yeah.
So Mr. Tree says, I can't focus as a whole. I'm sorry. Other groups get lots of funding. I agree with that statement. He say Wall Street just promised only BW funding. Black sons get no funding. So my solution is for black sons. Right. And
Right.
Mr. Trey, um, I stepped into a room on Clubhouse a few months ago, and I was told I forgot what show I had just done that night, but anyway, a long story short, I said, I'm not saying things don't happen in other communities, but my focus right now is my community,
Right.
and that's helping black girls, black boys, black men, and black women. Especially like I say, as a person that suffers from depression and anxiety, and I have a daughter that suffers from the same thing, who is partly bipolar. Uh, I would love that, to collectively get with somebody, and we proactively donate funding to black for mental health for blacks, and that we know for a fact that it will go to the mental health funding for African American men and women. So
One other thing that we've got to do is we've got to destroy the fear around black success because of historic events like Black Wall Street, Greenwood, Greenwood and Tulsa, Oklahoma, things of that nature.
mm,
A lot of people are afraid to actually see the black community succeed because they don't want to see history repeat themselves, and we got to
right.
get that fear out of there, because a lot of people was like, okay, yeah, that'll help, but that's also gonna bring some more hellfire on us, and I don't think I want to do all that just yet.
And that's another way to keep the black man down.
Mm-hmm.
Because the events of Black Wall Street's been holding us down since it happened.
Right. Right. You're right. You know, I think it's,
That was water, but it should have been tequila. God damn.
no, the water is better for you.
I know. I've been sober for a year and 4 days. Thank you, Dre. The bum.
Hey. That's right.
And, and
Wait, does
as
weed
long
count?
as you keep,
Because if weed counts, I ain't been sober for shit. I was high last night.
Get him.
What? The VA can have edibles, so I take them. Shit.
yeah, they do. But I mean, that's for anxiety and stuff. It
Yep.
calms you. They even give
Depending on the strain, depending on the blend, it helps with pain, and it helps me relax to where I can actually sleep Because if I go into the other side of the spectrum, they'll have my ass paranoid and bouncing off the walls and shit. It's fun. It's fun though.
Right, right, right. Totally. I get it. When I went to LA, because my therapist was like, well, try CBD because I told her I didn't want to be on medication. So she was like,
My
well, try
therapist
CBD.
told me CBD, and then I tried CBD, and I told my therapist I don't even feel CBD.
Right.
He was like,
It didn't
"Well,
it
that
didn't work
means,"
for me.
he's like, "That means we're gonna have to get you a medical card." Excuse me, what now? I'm
Right.
listening.
Okay.
I'm listening.
I'm all ears, sir. But yeah, but when I went to LA and I
Oh,
brought those
my ears
edibles
perked
back,
up. I was like, "Ooh, Scooby snacks." Hello.
it was like, oh. But when I brought those edibles back, um, that was the first time that I had had a full 8 hours of sleep
Yeah,
and woke
yeah.
up not.
You felt
You get
refreshed,
what I'm
didn't you?
saying?
You was
Like,
like, it's a beautiful
right.
day. It's like,
Oh,
oh,
I
look,
can
my
take
back
on a
no,
day
look, my
today.
back don't hurt. My knees feel all right.
Look, I'm
What
not getting
is
out
this?
the bed. Look, I don't have to lay in the bed for 30 minutes before I sit up because my legs hurt.
Got up, not cussing. Like, hey, what is this? I ain't cussing nobody out this
Right,
morning. What
right,
the hell?
right.
So, yeah, I get it. I get it.
But it absolutely did help. I'll be so
I
happy when they pass, when
yeah.
they
I
legalize weed
let me
everywhere.
put out a PSA. I am not condoning or advocating just rampant weed use, but if it helps you, it helps you. As for me, it helped me. The VA said I need it. The state of where I live in said that you can buy a recreational, so and they'll just cut the strength, and you can buy as much as you want. And my therapist said it's better to self medicate with THC than to do it with alcoholic beverages and or other hard drugs. So
Right.
I'll take the weed and the sleep, please. Thank you.
Go and give me the sleep for 500, Alex. I absolutely, oh my God. When I tell you that was the best sleep ever, I was just like, man, it felt good to finally lay down and be able to rest. Like I say, when I lost my dad, that really
Mm-hmm.
sent me back down. I mean, it sent me into a spiral.
Yep.
Um, and I still deal with it sober.
That's gonna be something that's gonna be hard because there's a lot of things you wish you could say, a lot of things you wish you could do, and then reality sinks in. It's I can't do that.
Yeah. Today, I had a day. I had a moment like that today. I was going through my picture book, and I had pulled up a picture of me and my dad, and I was just like, I still can't believe you're gone.
I already know.
I mean
I still can't
that's where
believe.
this piece came from my grandmother, and it's just like there's days it's been 21 years, and I'm just still like, damn.
Right.
I still hear her voice. I still feel her presence, and it's just
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. So I mean, I am the face of mental illness, y'all. Let's roll into the final thoughts.
I think we all are.
I am the face of mental illness. I look back at my first episode and I look now and I've come a long way.
Oh yeah.
I've absolutely come a long way in regards of being able to deal with my depression.
Yeah, that be it.
I do still
You love
fight every day to be open because I
myself.
felt like a burden. I feel like if I call somebody and tell somebody what I got going on, I feel like a burden. So
Mhm.
I hold it in. I hold it in.
Yeah.
You know. Shout out to my BFF Dre, who tells me all the time, Ashley, you could call me anytime. You're not a burden to me. Be patient with me.
Yeah.
I'm slowly learning how to open up. It's a process. So my final thoughts for tonight. Again, I can't stress enough, mental illness, the conversation does not end on May 31st. We have to keep the conversation going. Pass on the information. Be the ear that a person needs, because you never know when you can save a person's life. A simple text, a simple phone call, a simple message could change a person's whole day. It only takes you 30 seconds to send a text. Hey, just checking on you today.
Yeah.
And if you say you're gonna be there for somebody, genuinely be there for that person. Don't get on social media bragging. Don't record you helping somebody, because then I'm gonna call bullshit. If you have the platform to speak, utilize it for such. Not unnecessary BS. Black Girl Interrupted will always be a place where you could come, unpack your suitcases with no judgment. Black Girl Interrupted will always be a place where I will help you drag that big old ugly suitcase that you've had pushed to the back of the closet for umpteen years, and I will help you sort through
Oh
your dirty
Lord,
clothes
not
and your clean
umpteen.
clothes.
Not umpteen.
I will help you. If you need me to laugh with you, let's laugh. We could cry together. We could cuss together. We whatever. Get angry together. Whatever I can do to help you make it through your day.
Yeah.
That's what Girl Interrupted represents, and that's what Black Girl Interrupted will continue to represent. I do this with no judgment. I do this with no bullying. I do this with no bullshit. I love each and every person. No, I'm not perfect. Do I have my flaws? Absolutely. But we can work through these flaws together.
That's fine.
My inbox is always open. You know my phone number, call me, send me a text. Hey Ash, I need to talk. If I'm busy, I'll let you know. Hey, I'm working right now. Are you going to be available to talk about 6 or 7 o'clock? Oh, you are? Okay. Let me call you then. Hell, if we have to video chat, let's video chat.
Yeah.
But just know I'm always here for any and everybody.
Yeah.
I want to thank, I can't never get these fingers together. There we go. Oh, well, now my hand in the way. But I thank these two beautiful people for joining me on the panel tonight in regards to Black men and mental illness. We have to do our part to break the stigma. Love on somebody a little extra today. That hug, that handshake, that text, a post could absolutely change someone's day. Let's normalize being unselfish. Let's normalize being able to pour into someone else's cup and still maintain yours.
Yes, indeed.
Dex, what's your final thoughts? And then we're going to let Lachelle give us her final thoughts. Give us your final thoughts, Dex.
Don't be afraid to do something because you think someone else is going to ridicule you for it.
Spot on.
I love
It is
that.
it is better to me in my personal opinion, based on the occupation that I had. I would rather you ask me for forgiveness than ask me for permission.
Ooh.
And you don't need permission to take care of your mental health. Because if your mental is broken, your physical is broken.
Yeah.
The one thing we glossed over it, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. Stress can kill
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
You stress your body, you stress your mind out enough, your bodily functions will cease. How do you think heart attacks? What do you think attacks come from? Strokes, things of those nature. You just think you're born with heart attacks? You have to stress the body enough for the heart to give up. And what controls the body?
Yeah.
The mind. And your mind is controlled by your emotions. Don't stress yourself to the point to where you need a tune up, because you ain't a car. Your tune up, you'll never be the same. You can go to you can go to your humanly mechanic. You can go to your doctor. You can go to your therapist and try to get help, but you'll never be the same. I can rebuild a car and it'd be just like brand new. I can't rebuild my body. I can't rebuild my heart. I damn sure can't rebuild my brain. Everybody says they want a God in life. We're giving you the cheat codes right now on how to get ahead. Are you willing to actually put the code in though? How's that? Girl, you over there crying again.
I know. I don't even want to look at.
You need me to push the button? You want me to push the button?
I don't even want to look at her because I
hold
know
up.
I'm gonna be crying, baby.
I got you. I told y'all I had buttons. I just turned them off for the show because I was gonna be serious. But if she gonna be over there crying, I'll bring the button. Look,
Push the button.
I'll bring my buttons out. Is you finished or is you done? You gonna put some respect back on your name? Come on now. We gotta close up now. We got 50 things to do. I'm hungry now. Shit, you over here crying.
I'm definitely gonna go get something to eat.
What's for dinner? Shit now. Shit. Oh, that's right. I got Magic City wings in my refrigerator. All right, don't worry about that. What? What y'all ain't never had wings from Magic City? Them things is great. They small, but they great. I ain't shit. I never claimed to be shit. I'm just here to help y'all.
Okay, sis.
Okay. As you said earlier, sis, I can say that I'm the face of mental illness, especially advocacy, because we've had it in my family, and I can think of one family member in particular. It led to his demise, to his death. So it's very, very near and dear to me because I've seen it head on, and I've had times where, because I was familiar with it, I wanted better for myself and for my family, and we totally took advantage of resources and what was offered, when we were going through hard times and losing loved ones. So total advocate of it. Don't sleep on the health, the treatment, the resources, talking to a friend, dialing a number. You have one life, and you deserve to be happy. You wanna, ride till the wheels fall off. You deserve to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
I started crying, Dex, because of what you said.
What I do now? God damn.
To be afraid
Oh,
to step out. Fuck what people say. That I took a chance.
Hey, well,
with Black
and
Girl
look at you.
Interrupt.
And look at you now. How many episodes it did now? Shit, 847. I'm
50, I
tired.
think.
I'm
I think
tired,
this is
Negro. I'm tired. How many?
I think this is episode 50, I think. But I love
So,
having these conversations. I
so
really
you
do.
don't reach the half century. Look at you, don't made look at you, don't made a half century. But you over here crying and stuff, girl. You're supposed to be celebrating.
Yeah.
Celebrate good times.
I
Come
think this
on,
is
do 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 do
episode
do do do
I
do.
think this is episode number 50. I think might yeah, I think this is episode either 49 or
Yeah,
50.
yeah. They
Um,
run up on you. You be forgetting how many. Look, how do you think I feel breaking the stigma? It's
yeah,
just like, damn. How many? What
I
number?
know
I don't even
it.
number them no more. I just give them titles. Just you know, I'm tired. I don't even know what the hell. No, how many we done did? Too many. Okay.
Right. And I'm looking forward to August when I take a break from uh Black Girl Interrupted because I have some things that I'm working on for the no,
Break.
I'm not no,
What's
not
this
not
break
like
thing you talking
only
about?
for the month of August. Only for the month of August. That's
Oh. So you
the
taking
time,
a break?
I'm getting my
So
kids ready.
that's what we're doing now. We taking
Yeah,
breaks. So the people that
yeah,
need you,
just
you
for
just
a
gonna take a
month.
break
But I'm
on them.
coming back in September though. So I'm finishing
Uh
out
uh
June. I have all the episodes ready for July,
huh.
August. I'm taking a break because I have some things that are brewing for the end of the year that I need to put my energy into. And then
But
my
see,
kids will be getting ready to go
I
back to
know
school in
you,
August. So
but see, you forget I know you, and you just like me. Talk about you gonna take a break, and then August gonna get here, and you gonna be over and talk about. All right, so what we talking about? You gonna be on the air and talk about. I know I said
right.
we taking a break, but we're gonna do another episode
But
of
I
Black Girl
am
Interrupted,
but I
mother.
am gonna do the episode because the trial of the police officers in regards of George Floyd, the trial does start in August, so I will do an episode in regards to that. But for the most part, like like now, I am because like I said, I want to get with you and my brother who has a podcast as well. We're trying to collectively get together to do some things for men and women for the end of the year now that everything is opening back up. Michelle, I would definitely like to include you in on that and we'll discuss it once the show
Absolutely.
ends
Okay.
um of what we're trying to do.
Okay, yeah, I
Again,
got you.
I do want to say thanks to my brother Dex from Breaking the Stigma. Shout out to
I
my
haven't.
sister Lachelle, who is
Thank
my
you.
sister who will be with me June the 19th. So let me say this. All of New Orleans and all the surrounding areas, y'all come support us for the 2021 Juneteenth Black Expo. Over 25
Right.
vendors, us two included, will be vendors June the 19th, 2021 at Thrive in the Ninth Ward, baby, off of Desire Parkway. Come show some
Yeah.
support. We'll have lots of entertainment. Lachelle will be helping people of color get their resumes together.
Yes.
So come holler at your girl. Black Girl Interrupted will be live at this event. So I'm so excited.
Okay.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I will be talking to all the vendors. We have the Big Six Brass Band is going to be out there. We have our fingers crossed. We're hoping Tita Cantrell will be there. It's going to be an amazing event. I definitely
Yeah.
do not want you guys to miss this. Again, June the 19th. And do not forget, this Saturday at 12 p.m. Central Time, Black Girl Interrupted is hosted First Women Empowerment Conference.
All
Run over
right.
to Eventbrite, get your tickets. The tickets are event is absolutely free. Free. So come get empowered, encouraged, and uplifted with myself and three amazing women we have on the panel. And again, don't forget, you can catch Breaking Stigma on Mondays, 7 p.m. Central Time. Tap in with my girl, Resume Chick LLC. Follow her on Facebook and Instagram under the same name. And of course, y'all know that girl interrupted. Tune in with me every Tuesday night, every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I am on YouTube. I am on Facebook. I'm available on all the streaming platforms. There's too many to name, but go to Spotify, put in Black Girl Interrupted, go to iHeart, Deezer, up Black Girl Interrupted, and I promise it's gonna pop up. Don't forget,
I
this
gotta
coming
listen to that first.
Thursday, I am talking about what is Thursday's topic? Thursday's topic, oh my God, it's so many. Oh, let me go. Oh my God. Y'all forgive me. Y'all know I can't even memorize.
It's all good.
But Thursday night, I am talking about, oh, my apologies. Black father son relationships. Will you be my daddy? So tune in with your girl Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Time. Again, talking about black father son relationships. So love you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for all the love and support. Don't forget, y'all go holler at my boy Dex on Monday nights, Breaking the Stigma. He is on Twitch. He is on YouTube. He is on Facebook. Tap in with my girl Resume Chick LLC. Instagram, Facebook, if you need help with getting that resume together, land dream job. Holla at my girl. Love y'all. See y'all Thursday night.
Love you.